So I got quite a bit of feedback from folks regarding me writing a book using AI. And I mean, I understand everybody's concerns. Now, first thing you have to understand is I'm a God-fearing person. I truly am, and I understand everybody's concerns. That being said, without getting too theological or scientific, I had a dream. I feel like it was a pure dream. It wasn't an evil dream, because I know somebody's going to say, that's just evil. Well, that's your interpretation of my dream. I don't know how you can possibly know what I dreamt. And I'm not going to tell you what I dreamt. But it was profound. Profound enough that it made me feel like, you know, maybe God was talking to Moses or Noah. It was fairly significant. And there was a lot that amplified it. So I'm sure I'm going to get people to tell me that I'm an evil person and that, you know, I need to stop what I'm doing, even though you have no idea what I'm doing other than writing a book using AI. Now, I discussed this with my daughter, and she agrees that it's a good book, that there is a lot of good stuff to it. She helped me break it down. Now, my daughter, I told you, she has a master's degree, at least, maybe two. Like I said in that last video, I don't remember. I don't know exactly. I'm just not. I'm not socially informed enough to know what all that means. But I do know she has at least one master's degree, and it's in English, the one I'm sure of. So, and I don't even know if this makes a difference, but some of that credit comes from Harvard. So that's exciting as well. At least somehow it's connected to Harvard. So now I feel like I have God's permission to use Google AI to write a book that you all are going to be absolutely furious with if you read it. But I think it ties a lot of things together that God himself wants it tied together. Several people who've read this book already, other than my daughter, missed the point of the book. They attributed it to good and evil, which, although is in the book, had nothing to do with the book. It completely missed the mark. So I've got to fix it, so it's more understandable that that's not it. What I found absolutely amazing is my daughter, who I'm sure you all understand, we've had a strained relationship. It's a long story, and I don't even feel like it's my fault. I think she understands it's probably not my fault, but that's beside the point. And I was really happy that she put so much effort into reading it and giving solid feedback. I mean solid feedback. Feedback that was just absolutely vital to continue on. So, and she put herself into the process. She kept saying we are going to look at, we are going to do, we did, you know, those kind of things. And in some places, it didn't even sound like that it really should have been we. It should have been you. But she included herself, so I was pretty excited about that. So, here we go. I've got God's permission. So much so that my daughter, who, I mean, we talk, but not as much as we should, have a path to communicate again. That's quite exciting to me. So now God may be even saying, hey, here's a path that you can communicate with your daughter. And so I felt like it was very arrogant of people to message me suggesting that their knowledge of what I'm doing, what I may be doing, what I'm using is wrong. And I think that was none of your business. I tried to keep it so vague in my last correspondence, or in my last video, excuse me, that there was no way anybody could have any input. The only thing I said was I crashed AI 7 times. And I was pretty astonished by that. And that I'm writing a book of which you have no idea what it's about. You actually may have more information in this video than you did in the last video. And so I am not just to be clear, going to tell you when the book has been published. Because this audience seems to think that they can control my life and my conversations with my God and my daughter. That is so arrogant. I don't even understand that kind of arrogance. I mean, I can understand being proud of your God. I can understand being proud of your work, your family. But to be so arrogant that you're going to tell somebody else that their moral compass is messed up because it doesn't match your moral compass? Well, perhaps your moral compass doesn't match mine because I don't understand that kind of arrogance. So if you're arrogant enough to tell me to do something that you have no idea what I'm doing, then I can have the arrogance to tell you it is none of your business. I wanted to share with you that I crashed AI 7 times, and I found that just strangely weird. And there's no reason why I can't share that with you. It's a humorous story, and one that I thought that you would find interesting, but not one where you would impose your beliefs or your spirituality. Who are you? What gives you that right? Especially when you don't know what I'm talking about. I mean, if I'd have said, hey, you know, I'm going to go rob a bank, then yeah, I can understand the morality to that. I get it. But when I didn't tell you what I'm doing, other than writing a book, if that's the crime, if that's the sin, writing a book, or using AI to help me write a book, simply for formatting and logical sequences and all that I'm incapable of doing, if that's your moral compass, then you have no idea what I'm doing. That's just too arrogant, and I can't accept that. I can't accept your arrogance. And you have, all of you, have severely damaged any respect I have for you. That was uncalled for. All of it. And somebody's going to say, oh, it's just trolls. No, it's not just trolls. There is no reason why I'm getting text messages at 10:30 at night, or not text messages, Facebook messages at 10:30 at night, telling me your spirituality according to what I'm doing. That's unacceptable. I'm not going to tolerate it. I don't even know if what I'm saying is moral or just, but I'm not going to tolerate it. I have said many times that I get away from people because they're arrogant, they're narcissistic, the continuous lies, the continuous gaslighting. Well, here's a perfect example. I say something benign. I say something that has no relevance to anything other than, hey, funny story. I crashed AI 7 times. And you have judgment? Who are you? You don't even know what AI is. You just feel it. Fine, you feel it. I'm not going to criticize you. You can do that. I don't judge your morality. If you don't want to use AI, I completely understand. I'm not a big fan of AI myself. You know, I suspect that when the car was invented, there was a lot of people who struggled with that. I mean, look at the Amish. They still don't use them. Well, some of the Amish don't use them. I'm sure some people would think this is going too far. But here you are, the moral superiority, driving a car that may be a sin according to people of our ancestry. You see the logic in my argument? Do you see that your arrogance may not justify your statement? If you truly believe that I'm immoral and I'm using technology, evil technology, then stop driving your car. Start farming again. Stop going to the grocery store. Make your own food. Grow your own food. Raise your own food. The Amish do. Maybe they have the moral superiority. Maybe they are right. Maybe I'm right. Maybe you're right. Maybe we all have some right. I've never been so aggravated to get a message 10:30 at night telling me your spiritual perception of things. It wasn't even a conversation. It was just aggravating. Anyway, if you'll click this up next box, take your video over to my new channel. It'll be a brand new video today. I really appreciate it. Go check it out. So I hope I can inspire you. You know, your morals are yours. Don't be so arrogant to give it to somebody else. so you can live your dreams. Thanks for watching.